Audience of one, but that's
I was
okay.
going to say.
How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great.
Good to see you
again.
What's going on? What's the latest?
Just going crazy. Everything's
Yeah.
good, running around. We have a whole lot obviously planned at People's Church in the next, we always have a whole lot planned, but specifically in the next 10, 12 days, there's everything from the Palm Weekend to we have both children's and youth breakaways that are about 500 to 600 students will be serving the community during the days and activities, then camping on our property. I've got all the Good Friday activities and Easter egg hunts coming the following weekend, and then obviously Easter Sunday. So that just covers the next 10 days.
Right. So you guys have been working very, very hard. I want to ask for People's Church, do you guys put more into Christmas celebrations or Easter celebrations?
It's probably, the knee-jerk reaction would be pretty similar, but it's very different, meaning the Christmas is going to have a little bit more of the gatherings and the productions and that kind of activity around Christmas is a little more, almost feels like the right word is formal, but I don't know if that's the right word. Candlelight gatherings and things like this. Easter has much more of a family feel, and much more, even just the time of year it is with the spring break for students is the week up. So we have, like I said, we'll have 600, 700, students running around our property, staying on our property all through the week. The Easter egg hunts, things like that, definitely create more of a family and activity kind of feel, where Christmas is a little bit more formal. I don't like the word, but
no, that makes sense. It's funny. I remember. I think the first interview I did with you was about a year and a half ago, and I had asked you at that point. We were in 2021. Kind of what your message was. Getting closer to Easter last year. Here we are in 2022. Things have changed in the world.
100%.
I know you keep a close eye on just everything that's going on, just because that's your job. You're a public figure, and so as you've been working the last month on this message, walk us through it.
Yeah, you're exactly right. If you look at 2019, even 2018, and you just kind of take steps through those years to 2022 now, it's obviously a massively different situation. I tend not to look at it as better or worse, just it is what it is, and kind of where you're at. And definitely a whole lot more of people coming together. A lot of the fear is not there the way it was before. It was even last year, there was still a lot of anxiety about being together and sensations and what are you going to do and maximum occupancy requirements or limitations and just a lot of things. A lot of that is not, paramount in the daily cultural thought. It's obviously still there, but it's not paramount. Yeah. You're not walking around and seeing obviously nearly as many masks, things like that. So it does create a couple different things. Number one is it does create the ability again to be able to say, hey, let's get together. Where in years, in a couple of years past, that was less of the message. It was a little bit more reflective, a little bit more personal. Now it has the ability to be more corporate again. And I think that, one of the obstacles is for those who have maybe gotten comfortable being separated. There is, I know some of your guests will deal with, even today, mental health issues, whether that's pertaining to drug and alcohol or those things or other issues. There's no factual ability to not act like there hasn't been some mental health or different issues that have come out of the last couple of years. And so getting people back together, getting people to be able to interact together, getting people to do those things. One of the things that Easter and Jesus Christ specifically in the Easter season does is it allows for it not to be where do you stand on a lot of different things, whether that's COVID or politics or Republican or Democrat or the war in Ukraine or whatever it is. We've had the ability to become a little bit more than we maybe even already are, self-centered, self-focused, my fears, my concerns, my thoughts. And as you move forward now to be able to, in a healthy way, just as a human, let alone as a Christ follower, be able to say it's really not about all of this first and foremost. All of those things we all have opinions on, and there's nothing wrong with that. But especially as a Christ follower, Jesus Christ should be the priority always. He wasn't supposed to become the second or third most important thing in your life through COVID or through wars or through politics. Jesus is always number one. And so the ability to articulate that going in and through Easter is something we're really excited about.
Obviously, the Pay It Forward campaign started, about a month and a half ago?
Yeah, publicly, it was about a month and a half ago that started, and publicly, if you want to say concluded last Sunday. Now that just really means concluded, and now we launched into it.
Right.
But that's a 3-year campaign that we have talked about, prayed about, really for a long time. When we did what was the Believe campaign, that's where we built the children's building and the lobby and moved the G.L. Johnson Chapel and restructured the whole property. There was always a second campaign that we always even talked about coming on the back end of that, and that is the Pay It Forward campaign. Okay. And so that for us now, we're just launching into now a 3-year campaign where we'll do a variety of things. We're going to put solar on the entire property, meaning the entire property will be set up to be on solar. Mm-hmm. And so that's obviously a massive, significant undertaking. We have about 45 roughly acres of buildings and facilities and activities that you can imagine is a quite significant interaction with PGE every month. And so it'll facilitate covering the utility portion of that for the whole property, or the electric portion. And helps
the environment too.
Helps the environment, so it's much obviously greener. Yeah. Trying to minimize our carbon footprint, very talked about term, which we care very much. I think one of the things that People's Church in the community that maybe people at times don't even realize is it's called People's Church for a reason. And we really do love being in this community, the greater Fresno, Clovis, and it expands beyond that. But, this valley, we love being here. We love these people. We want to be a very engaged part of the community. And obviously, as we talk about even things like, emissions and things like this, the more that we can be beneficial and helpful in that as a good, healthy member of this community, we always want to do that. So there's a lot of cost savings that will take place over this season, and will, like you already said, it will help us with being more green.
So now here's a question. Now that we are in April, is everything on the campus pretty much set, ready to go now? I mean, is the revamp done?
Yeah, the revamp's done, but we're kind of never done. Meaning,
because you guys are growing constantly.
We're growing constantly, and so there's always activity. So even things that you might not see driving up and down Cedar, but we have a really large playground that we're in the process, and you're seeing major excavation equipment and things come in and off the property. That's not for what we've done. That's for now a large playground that will specifically and primarily serve the Fresno Christian Schools community.
Okay.
Then our school is growing like crazy, so we have a lot of activity with that. We have a lot of things going on with fields, and then you're going to start seeing immediately a lot of work to put up something of the significance of the solar system that we'll be having. So all of that starts. The footings and all of the kind of activity for that starts already the Monday after Easter.
I do have 2 more quick questions. Are you guys doing anything in response to the war in Ukraine?
Oh yeah, we've actually. Well, there's a few things. Number one, we have continued to, but we've already sent over $100,000 to. We work predominantly, not exclusively, but predominantly with an organization called Convoy of Hope. A wonderful Christ-centered humanitarian organization. So they're there with clothes and food and medical supplies and all of that for both inside of Ukraine, but specifically a lot of the refugees that are coming in, pouring into Poland and areas like this. And so we're doing a lot there. There is talk of that I'm not allowed to talk about yet, but the 1st of May, I might be able to send you some information back from Ukraine myself, because you're talking about going over. And so we're doing a lot of things there. We have sent, as I said, well over 100,000 already, and continue to receive donations. Right now, we have prayer services going, things like that. But on the ground, what is needed the most is 2 things. When you talk to people, there's prayer, and secondly is these resources. And so we're doing our best to accomplish both.
So humanitarian aid.
Yes.
That kind of stuff.
And it is literally water, food, medical supplies, blankets, short-term housing situations, and it's all of that.
So if somebody's watching today and they want to maybe drop off some donations, would you guys accept them at People's
Church? Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, and honestly, obviously you can drop them off, you can mail them in, make the checks to People's Church, but
too?
right
Okay.
in the thing, in the memo, Ukraine.
Okay, good.
You can also go online, and on our line, there's giving platforms and capabilities, and there's there's tithes, offerings, missions. There's a category there, one of 5 or 6 categories that specifically says Ukraine.
Perfect.
And so you can just go online, go to the giving platform, click Ukraine, and everything you give, there is no administrative fees, everything. And frankly, what we do is at People's Church, this is in all things, we round up. So let's say $93,000 comes in, we mail off $100,000. So it's always a round check, and it's always bigger than what actually comes in.
Wow, thank you. That's amazing. Thank you for everything you guys do. Any message for the people in Ukraine? And even for the people in Russia that,
Yeah. I think first and foremost, it's just a humanity in that part of the world because, any way you slice it, it's not like, one of the things we want to make sure even as Americans, it's not that every Russian's bad. It's not, and it's, so, no, I think it's just, number one, know that people care. Nor that people are praying, and know that people are truly giving and working to do the best they can to help and assist in any way possible all over the world, not just at People's Church or even just in Fresno, but all over the world. Because it's one thing to just say you care, but if you care and you do nothing, strong argument that your words are meaningless.
Right.
And so people are truly working to do our best in every possible way to help and meet needs. We, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter the color of your skin, the gender of your body, the background, your financial situation, we're all children of God. And Jesus loves us all the same. He doesn't love Fresno or America any more than he loves Russia or Ukraine. And sometimes we as Americans have to remember that.
Very, very well said. Okay, real quick, Easter service info.
Yeah, Easter, the Easter weekend starts on Good Friday, which is the 15th, and we have a communion gathering at noon. And so we have a 45 minutes so people can take their lunch break, come, have a communion gathering. That's always extremely well attended. Well over 1,000 people typically show for that. It's a wonderful time. Then Friday evening at 6 o'clock, we have what's called a spring fling. That's hundreds of thousands of Easter eggs filled with candy and bounce houses and free food and food trucks and stuff for families. That's 100% free. So that's 6 o'clock at the church on Friday. And then on Sunday, which is Easter, the 17th, we have a sunrise gathering. Okay. That's actually in a tent on the Westfield, right on Cedar. It's outdoors. It'll be about 40 minutes long. I'm speaking at that.
Awesome.
And so we have that. And then there's a free continental breakfast right after that. And then we have 3 identical gatherings at 8, 9:30, and 11. And those are filled with a wonderful message and music and some high-level drama and activities as well. So it'll be fun.
Fun.
I expect to see you, Austin.
I will be there. I'm saying it on the air right here. I will be there, and especially since you're speaking.
And I'll let you know next time I'm here whether Austin told you the truth or not.
And I got my word. You got my word. I want to go. I love when you speak. I love your sermons, and you're just positive, and we need that in the world right now.
Nobody likes grumpy people.
No, absolutely not. And you're a jokester too.
I'll bet too.
So that's good. Brad, thank you.
Thanks,
see you
buddy.
next time.
Yep.
All right. I'm Austin Reed. We're back with one more guest, Sherry from Aspires, coming up next. Stay with us.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Central Valley Talk Live. It is midweek, 420. So if you are a 420 person, well, enjoy the day. It's your day. I'm Austin Reed. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Austin Reed on Air. We're going to be live and local today until right around 3 o'clock with a slew of local guests. So make sure you stay with us. We're going to kick things off with my friend Ron from the let's see, what is the exact name? It's the Armenian
Advanced Armenian Foundation.
That's right. Advanced. Yeah, I couldn't remember.
I mean, there's so many different Armenian organizations.
Yeah.
You got me caught.
You were with me, about a year ago?
Yeah, for the Bronx Wonders.
Yeah, How'd that go?
Oh, 450 people. It was dynamite. Oh, it was so much fun. Oh, God. And we did good on the money, too.
So it was worth it.
Oh, everybody loved them. And several of the people that were there went to Vegas in the next few months and told me that the show was fantastic when they got to Vegas. And they told them who they were, and they said, well, thank you for supporting us there,
Yeah.
And I said, well, thank you for supporting us.
Right.
I mean, a Vegas group coming in and drove here. I was going to fly them in. They said, no, because it's a fundraiser, we'll drive. And I said, wow, okay.
Dang, that's amazing. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was really
a lot of support.
Yes, a lot of support.
So this today that we're talking about is the Advance Armenia Foundation in conjunction with Reach for the Stars,
My program.
which is okay.
Yeah.
And that's going to be Sunday, May 22nd.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
At Fresno High School.
All right.
The auditorium is been refurbished. It's dynamite looking. It's just beautiful, and the state-of-the-art equipment and everything. And you get food and drink and free parking included with your ticket.
Not bad.
And it's tax deductible.
And it's tax deductible. You send in these pictures.
Yeah.
Kind of walk us through this.
That's a spot in Armenia, and where the dancers took their last picture, and where they performed. And they're going to, after this event, they're also going to go back to Armenia and perform for a large crowd, and they'll be there for a month, I think. And the director and his wife, she's in the dance ensemble, and they do all the costumes, they do all the choreography, they do everything, and they are. I had half the group go to a wedding in LA about 2 weeks ago, and I was told they were phenomenal. They were so professional. They led the groups in dancing. They were so polite. I mean, it's because it's from young kids to older kids, and these people are working and going to school, and that type of thing, and they give up this time to do this. And so I'm bringing 40 of them in on a bus. Well, actually 41. There's a singer too. And so naturally I have to make sure they have rooms, I should say. And I took care of all that. And the food, once they get here, they have to eat. So we planned all that. And they are just looking forward to this because they were here a couple years ago and before COVID hit. And we sold out at the Paul Chagoyan Theater. It was really nice. And everybody loved them. So I said, well, when things start to lighten up a little bit, let's have them back, and before they go overseas again.
Right. And they're from L.A.?
From Glendale, I think it is.
Glendale, okay.
Yeah, but a lot of them are from the old country and families have moved to Glendale for this, and for a better life, of course, and for their kids. And then they got them involved in the dance group to keep them off the streets and, and keep them social.
Having fun,
yeah. Having fun and pay back their social benefits.
Talked a little bit about, I guess, on behalf of the Fresno Medical Mission.
Yes.
We're encouraging sponsorship, right?
Yes, because these are doctors who have volunteered. I mean, a variety of doctors. I mean, they deliver babies, they repair skin, defects on their skin. They do cleft lips. They do deliver babies. They also provide X-ray machines, medical tools that you have to use to work with, scalpels, bandages, all the basic necessities, and anything that is state of the art. And plus, we have donated tons of suitcases so they can bring clothing for the families that don't have the clothing. And they just give their time and they love it. And many of them have gone back over and over and over. And they're going back again in I think, September. But my boss, Berge, who I'm working for, hopefully you'll have him back next week. Today he had to go pick up the doctors. A lot of them are flying in.
Yeah.
And I said, I think he'll let you come back next week. And
of course,
explain a little bit.
Absolutely. I'd love to interview him.
Oh, yeah, he's great. And so he asked me, he says, can you help us this year? And I said, sure, you're a nonprofit,
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, we're a nonprofit. I said, okay. So I went through all the stuff and made the posters and banners and The banners are on, one's on Herndon off-ramp, and there's one by the meat market, and there's one downtown. And I've been getting calls left and right, and then the posters are just going to be done pretty soon. And I've already sold a ton of tickets, so now the tickets are being printed, and I have to go deliver those tickets. And so we have them all the way from Bakersfield, people coming. And no, L.A. too, because he said there's a group in L.A. that want to come see it too. So, and for the price, considering what you pay down there and what you pay down here.
Yeah, this is, super affordable.
Yes, I think so.
I think so,
And
too,
I'm the
yeah.
only one I think that I know of that provides food and drink.
Exactly. Yeah,
and free parking.
It's a whole night.
Yes. Well, 2 hours at least.
Yeah.
But it's a whole package.
To me, that's a whole night.
It
for me.
is, basically. Yeah.
With kids.
And so, yeah. And the general admission is 50. Reserved is 60.
Okay.
And it's 50 until you get to the door. And at the door, if you want to decide to come last minute, then it's 60. And children and students, we're giving a break. We're making it only $30. So they can sit with the VIP person if they buy a VIP ticket at the $30 price. Or they can sit in the general section, and there's like 2,000 seats in that theater.
Well, let's pack it up.
I hope so. Yeah, because we haven't had a big thing in a long time in Fresno, that's affordable.
Things are finally starting to open up, yeah.
Yes, and affordable for families.
Yeah.
And to feed them when they get there,
What kind of food?
We're going to have Subway sandwiches,
Ooh, yeah.
potato chips in bags, and cookie and drinks. Hopefully Palm Wonderful and water. And just because it's right after church, and so they're going to get there fast. They want a quick bite to eat.
Something light.
Yeah, because afterwards they might want to go to dinner.
Yeah.
And so afterward, at 5 o'clock, they can just go to dinner.
Right.
Yeah, so.
Final question. Talk about for you how important it is to continue providing culture references and just points for people to learn about Armenia.
Well, if you're into any type of culture and you like dancing, there's folkloric dancing, there's Armenian dancing, there's all sorts of other religions that have dances. Nationalities that have dances and stuff. But when they come, like when the Chinese group comes to the convention center, I'd love to go see them. And, so it's a variety. You should be multicultural and accept people for what they are and what they have to offer.
And celebrate them, too.
And celebrate, and celebrate them, too.
And obviously the Armenian culture here in Fresno is huge. So
it is huge.
It's great that you're doing all of these things.
And it's nice that I'm getting calls from L.A. and everywhere else.
I know.
And they said,
somebody's taking notice.
Yeah, well, they're coming from L.A., so they're waiting for the posters to be sent down there to finish up so they can print them and, show them down there. But I don't mind working for anybody that's doing something positive for this town. And if they're doing something positive and they're nonprofit, I will help them, because I buy my own tickets too. My wife and I buy every event I put on. I buy the tickets.
Yeah.
And someone says, "Oh, you don't." I said, "Well, you want to talk to I have a friend in the group, Patty and Stan, who work with me, and Patty sees the checks and he says, "I'll show you the checks," And so I just want people to know that everything goes to who I work for, and everything. And if it doesn't, I won't do it for them because I don't want it, well, we had so many expenses out here and this and that, and there's nothing left. I said, no, this has got to go for that.
You want to make the event
Yeah,
pop,
so we'll pay for everything in advance and make sure everything's paid for.
Right.
Yeah, make the profit big. Yeah, or as fundable as possible.
Exactly. Okay, tickets.
Tickets are going to be available today. As a matter of fact, the girl called me right now, and she said, "I've got the tickets. I'm in Fresno. Where do you want to meet?" And I said, "Well, I'm doing a little spot right now."
Yeah, perfect.
I said, "Afterwards, I will meet you, and I will start delivering the tickets. And all they have to do is call that number, 559-284-3810. That's me, and ask for Ron, and I will deliver your tickets if you're in town. Or you can send a check."
Perfect. Can't get any better than that. The event's going to happen May 22nd, Fresno High School.
Auditorium.
Check it out. Man, I want to try to go to that.
I'll get you a ticket.
Okay.
I will give you a ticket.
Okay.
Yes.
I'd love. Well, my girls would love to go too.
Okay.
I've got twin daughters. We'll
Okay.
talk after the interview.
Yes, I'll get you tickets. Don't worry.
I love it.
How about if you buy two and I give you two?
There you go.
You got it.
All right.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you, Ron.
Okay,
Great
thank
to
you for
see
having me, and
And
don't
then
forget to show up.
He'll be back next week, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
What, Wednesday maybe?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Wednesday's a good day.
So stay tuned. We'll be promoting this
I
the rest
hope
of
so.
April and May. So.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you, friend.
It's good to see you.
All right. I'm Austin Reed. You're watching Central Valley Talk. We're back with another guest coming up. Check it out, everybody. Again, May 22nd inside Fresno High School's auditorium. Good afternoon at 12:48. This is Central Valley Talk Live. Happy Wednesday. It's the 6th of April, 2022. I'm Austin Reed coming to you from our Tower District studios inside the Mike Briggs building. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Austin Reed on air. We are going to be live and local until right around 5 o'clock tonight. We have so many guests for you, so make sure you stay with us. We are going to kick things off today with my pal, Bill Lowe from the Mariposa Butterfly Festival. Welcome back. How you doing?
Thank you. It seems like I'm a regular here.
You are. And what's crazy is that we met about a year ago.
Yes.
And that was when you guys were coming back with the festival after the COVID,
the plague.
So yeah, the plague. It looks like we're getting out of this.
I hope so.
It seems like
it seems like, well, what they're doing is in town, they're making them take down the tents that were outside. And which I liked, but the town said, well, COVID's over. So for Mariposa, for them to say it's over, it's kind of interesting.
And that's in Mariposa, huh?
Yeah, Mariposa.
No more tents. All right. Well,
I'll miss them.
Yeah, definitely not. It's going to be hot as we are cruising through the rest of the week, so we're not going to see any rain, which is good.
Good and bad.
Good and bad. Yeah, you're right. We're still in a drought. I forgot about that. This is California. This isn't Oregon, but
yes.
You guys are going to have this festival again back in person this year,
right?
At the usual time. You guys usually do it in April. We
usually do it in the first weekend of May.
May, okay.
Fortunately, the FFA got our fairgrounds, so we're doing it on Earth Day weekend. And
perfect.
So it's perfect. So we're celebrating Earth Day, and we're going to have Earth Day movies, but we're still going to be our same old selves with the car show. And a few other items that maybe are not as Earth Day, but the classic cars are always great to look at. And we have a lot of things planned for this.
Tell me all of the time and energy that you and your team puts into this, because I think for the average person, they wouldn't realize what goes into something like this.
Well, it takes a lot. We had a fundraiser this last weekend, so that took a lot of time. Although we had a committee that was handling it, always you end up having to get involved. I'm sorry, I'm buzzing here.
Oh, you're good.
There we go. Now I'm buzzing. And so that was a big weekend getting set up. We had a whole crew helping out, but still, it was a lot of work for everybody. And then the festival is just in 3 weeks, and I can't set up until next week because there's other events happening. So it's going to be around the clock. I average, we've been playing this for a year. So I average it about a week. I would say about 50 hours to 60 hours a week, and then now it's going to be around 80 hours a week.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
This is something though that you love.
Yes.
And tell me why.
Well, I don't know. I love it because it's for the community. But I think the last time I spoke, I got suckered into this festival a couple of years ago, actually about 5 years ago, and to do a parade as a favor for a friend, and then I ended up the head of the festival. I don't know how that happened, but it's all about the community. I like bringing the community together. This is a 501c3, so no one makes any money. I mean, obviously we do hire bands, and what's great about this year is we're hiring bands from Cloudship, which is a local band, bands from Oakland and all over. So we're bringing bands into this festival to not only entertain the people, but to bring a variety to the audience and all. But I love serving my community. There's so many projects I do around the community to help out.
Mariposa is such a cool little town, and it's kind of forgotten
Right.
sometimes, but this helps.
It's good. And what's great about Mariposa is that it's a small enough place that everybody knows you, and I'm able to do more things than you would be able to do in LA, especially LA. I'm working on a project for veterans in San Diego, and it's really tough. It's expensive. Even if I'm doing this as a 501c3, they want full price for everything. And so what I rent in Mariposa costs me maybe, well, depending on it costs me nothing. Oh. And then, of course, the fairgrounds cost me a certain amount of money. But when I go down to San Diego, you're paying city prices because I don't have the people to do what I need to do, even though you're doing it for the community.
We're looking at. Can you see that video that we're looking at? Can you walk us through this?
That's online. This is really great. This is our 1 minute and 30-second Mariposa ad, and the music is a lot of fun too. I'm sure you'll post it up there with the sound. But there we go. We had Maryland, and we had 10,000. This is from last year, the July 4th weekend, which we were told no one would show up, but they did.
And they did.
And most of the people who showed up were from Fresno, Merced, and Modesto. 60% came from the Valley.
So tell me the history.
Well, it was all started. There's kind of conflict on where it started, but there was the Ferguson landslide, which we now have again, and that's when they decided they need to do something to bring people into Mariposa because Highway 140 was closed into the park, and so they started just a small little street festival. And then they made a mistake of getting me involved. And then when I became the head,
that was a mistake.
And then when I took over, it became so big that even the county supervisors were saying to me, "This is too big for the streets of Mariposa." So obviously, our first time we were going to move was during COVID-20, but that got canceled. So we 2021, yeah. And then so it wasn't until so we finally were able to get it set up for the fairgrounds during the July 4th because we kept delaying it, and so that was the first time we were in the fairgrounds. And there was a lot of naysayers, but really it's ADA compliant, and it's safer because it's not on a hill, right. And people can park. And then downtown, actually a lot of the restaurants did better business because they had parking in the evening for their guests to show up.
Haters will hate.
Yes, they will.
So I dealt with that a lot the last 7 days. I
know
won't go into it. Maybe one day I will and call some people out, but
yeah, I know what you mean.
All right, more information.
Yes.
Where can people go?
Well, first of all, go to MariposaButterflyFestival.net for any information. The festival, you can get tickets there online. Tickets are $3 a piece or 2 for $5. And children 12 and under are free. So this pays for all the bands coming in, helps
Welcome back to Central Valley Talk. Here we go. It's 11:49 on this 20th of April. It's 4:20. So if you're a pot person, well, today's your day. I'm Austin Reed. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Austin Reed On Air. We thank you for the privilege of your time. I'm joined by my next guest today. Give it up for Betsy Champ in the house. Welcome.
Thank you.
From a crazy tax.
Tazy crack season.
Yeah.
That was not how that was supposed to come out.
We'll go
with
it. Fell.
It did. You know, we had a really busy season early. We're used to a slowdown. That's when they actually provide a lot of extra training for us.
Oh, okay.
And then this has been the busiest end of season I've experienced in my 5 years with Jackson Hewitt.
Why?
I think people were really afraid they were going to owe. And some of them, yes, they did owe. They knew they would. Mm-hmm. But some that really thought they were going to owe didn't.
That's how I was. I thought I was going to owe, and I didn't.
Okay, so can I tell you why you probably didn't?
Right, why?
Because this was your first year filing as a Schedule C, self-employed business.
Right.
So if somebody's out there really wanting to know how to maximize their funds, consider starting your own business, because the things that you use for the business are now deductible. You're going to spend that money anyway.
Well, yeah, I had like $10,000 that I was able to expense.
Yes.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot.
You know, I, of course, didn't get all that back, but still, it helped me for sure.
It does.
So,
yeah.
Wow. So then,
awesome job then.
Yeah, thank you.
Because I know you were sweating putting the receipts together.
Yes, I was. I was freaking out. So, but yeah, it's over. Do you do late tax returns or no? You end on the 18th.
I personally end my season on the 18th with Jackson Hewitt.
Okay.
Jackson Hewitt office in Fresno is open year round. Yes, they will be filing taxes just about every day of the year. And then our Visalia office is supposed to be open part of the year. I don't know about the North Valley, but I'm sure something up there is going to be open too.
Yeah. So dang, so people are just because you think, oh well, tax day is gone. You know.
Oh, too late. I have to wait for next year. I'll just combine it all. No, folks, you cannot combine it all.
Yeah, yeah.
And the cord down there is like touching my feet. It's like, I hope it's a cord and not a snake.
It's not a snake. We do have a tortoise in the back, but
George,
I don't see a snake. Thank goodness. I don't like snakes. You?
I love snakes.
Really? They freak me out. Snakes and alligators and crocodiles. Because here's the thing. Snakes, crocodiles, and alligators, they have no thought as far as they don't have any feelings. Now, maybe crocodile and alligators.
I don't know for
maybe,
sure.
But I thought I read something that snakes, there's no, like, if they're threatened, they'll eat you. Or no. Maybe I'm totally wrong about the snakes.
You know, some snakes, they will totally eat you or wrap you or do something.
Yes.
But they really react to fear. That's why we have what we call our reptile brain. Kill or be killed.
Right.
That's why we like 420 day. Because for some of us, it keeps the reptile brain
there you go.
calm. And there's some of us that no longer indulge for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. And that's really why I got so excited about essential oils. And this is carried in my bag, so it's really dirty and beat up and messed up. They don't look like this when they come from the company. But just finding the right blend that can just take the edge off.
What is it? Is it CBD?
No, it's essential oils.
Oh, it's essential oils. Okay.
So this is what I found as an alternative to the indulging.
Right, and that really chills you out?
Yeah, depending on what you do. Yeah, and they're good for all kinds of things.
I know that we were, talking about taxes. We were talking about, alligators eating me. But Betsy, for all of you, is one of our regular guests, and she does a million other things. So let's dive into that now.
Let's dive into what you have on the desk first.
Okay, Sock Monkey Oracle. Feel the nostalgia. Start something magical. Shannon Grissom's colorful Sock Monkey Oracle provides a quick nudge and a hug, tapping into your inner child and filling you with keen, fun living guidance to quickly help you on your journey. Each of the 46 cards in this deck is adorned with a silly sock monkey image that will put a smile on your face, and every message is infused with love to help you discover your own playful energy. No matter what card you choose, Sock Monkey Oracle will leave you with a full heart, a gentle laugh, and a whole lot of love.
Even if you're afraid the alligators can eat you.
I'll just put this up.
Go ahead and open it. I just picked
Yeah.
that up from my mail this morning. And I love to do my reveals here.
Yeah, I know you do.
Folks,
Yeah, you
this
do.
is not my deck. I've just been waiting with such
Well,
anticipation.
do you want to tell the hilarious story about Shannon Grissom?
The hilarious story from,
Yeah.
from this morning.
Yeah,
I would
from this
love
morning.
to.
Yeah.
Because I knew I was going to be here on your show and I had my deck in my hand, I called her and said, because Shannon's local. So I asked her if I could show her cards. I didn't know if she wanted to do a special release.
Right.
So what does she tell me? She's on your show at 12
At 12
o'clock.
Exactly. She's coming on, in 5 minutes.
Yeah, so
Unbelievable.
hang on for
hang on for Shannon.
For the true artist of Shannon.
The true, yes. Now, can I open it?
You can open
Okay.
it if you can figure out how. Some of the boxes are magical.
Oh, look at that guidebook.
Beautiful book.
Wow.
Go
this
ahead,
is so
break the wrap. It's
cool.
all cool.
Are you sure? Well,
Yes, I am. No, I
all right,
really am.
Okay, all right.
That's one of the things about my cards. When my cards are available,
Yeah.
they're available to anybody that I am talking to. I don't keep them in reserve.
These are super cute. Ooh, they smell good, too.
I haven't smelled them yet.
They smell good.
That might have been Mike. Mike just walked in.
No, that's these cards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Sorry, Mike Briggs.
Mike and I put on Motivate before the show today.
Wait, that?
A different
Oh, a different
fragrance, yeah.
He needs it. He's all stressed out. So that's good.
So
okay.
we won't talk about politics on this show today,
No.
right? So what do I always hit
Abundance.
Mike with when I come in?
What?
I always hit him with his homeless population in his,
Oh, yeah,
in his district.
Yeah.
and then he comes back here.
By the way, speaking of that, I found a fascinating story. I didn't find it. My director did, and we're going to have the full story tonight at 8 on the news on My 53. It's about homeless, so just stay tuned for that. But
I guess I'll have to find
You
a
have to-
friend that has TV because I know you look at me like I'm a two-headed sock monkey.
everybody just has their phones and internet now. That's good.
Hey, I'm just proud right now, after some hard seasons, to even have my internet at home.
Well, see that? Yeah, at least you have that.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is super cool. Make sure you check this out.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking more about this with Shannon coming up. But you also have got a bunch of events that you're going to be at.
I have a load of
let's
events. There were so
give the
many I
rundown.
didn't send the list to Michael.
Oh, okay.
It was bad.
That's okay.
So everybody can find us either here on Central Valley Talk or on my pages, and I know he's got those coming up. Yep, YouTube. You know, if I do the search for myself on YouTube, I can't find me. But once I'm in YouTube and then do the search, that's how I
Then
come
you
up.
pop up. Okay.
One at a time or run through the list all at once.
Let's do it all at once because I want to make sure
Okay.
we get them all on.
All right. Coming up in Lemoore is the Pizza Fest. And that is this coming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay, that's cool.
Next weekend is the Asian Fest at Fresno City College. Thursday, it's an on-campus, so mostly it's just students. There is a marketplace on Friday night,
Okay.
and then all day Saturday is the Asian Fest. Turlock Expo is on May the 1st.
Okay.
The Pirate Festival, I will be out at Kearney Park. At least that's the intention.
Are
I
you gonna
still
be dressed as a pirate?
no.
Why?
I dress in costume a little bit.
Oh, okay, all right,
But
okay.
as a card reader, I have a little leeway. They just don't want me to bring my real swords.
Right, yeah, that would be dangerous.
Yeah. So Pirate Festival is at Kearney Park on May 14th and 15th. I'm really excited about a couple of classes I'm taking. I'm in the process of finishing up my certification for aromatherapy, which is I want to say full body oil application. I'm already certified to do the hand application. So if somebody would like to have a really relaxing, stress-free aromatherapy, hit me up because I'm looking for a few more volunteers. See, I use volunteer and not victim.
Not victim.
And then a class that I've literally been waiting for 2.5 years to be available is Advanced Pranic Healing and Pranic Psychotherapy, and I will be taking that course May 21st to 23rd.
Psychotherapy.
Yes.
What's that?
How we use energies and colors to really remove those stuck places in our energy field that trigger fear. Because you probably know that being eaten by an alligator is not necessarily even realistic, because you stay away from
Yes.
Florida, for one.
Yeah, that's one state I've never been to, and I'm not interested in it.
A couple other things that are wonderful going on. A group called You Define Wellness, and I wrote the letters down wrong. But for all of my entrepreneur friends out there, all of my practitioners of anything, if you come alongside entrepreneurs and help them expand themselves and their business, find yourself at esc4business.com. Go ahead and register. It's free to register, and the last I heard, they were giving out over $60,000 in grants to participate in the program. I need to come back on and do that another day, don't I?
Yeah, I want to dive
Okay.
into that. Yes.
Okay.
That's crazy.
And it's everything,
Wow.
not just the wellness, but it's your physical wellness, spirituality. Those are the things that I look at more. But it's business development, branding. Do you need intellectual protection on what you do? The financial aspect. Every aspect that an entrepreneur needs is being addressed there.
Right.
So that is esc4business.com.
Forbusiness.com. The number 4?
The word for.
4. Okay. FOR.
And because it's really hard, the easiest way to remember it, it's like escape on the keyboard, and it's Entrepreneurial Success Consortium. So yeah, ESC.
All right.
And then another thing that I'm just going to throw out there, because I've been struggling with it personally, whether I wanted to make this available or just that half hour that I'm on Facebook Live. I have friends, acquaintances that are still suffering from post-Rona after effect symptoms.
Oh, yeah. My wife, she can't eat carrots.
She's very lucky if that's the only thing.
Oh, really? So you're seeing ridiculous.
People are finding that everything they eat may taste like rancid meat or a chemical, or they may feel like it's gasoline they're smelling when they eat. The after effects have been terrible. Not being able to breathe fully again,
Right. Yeah.
we kind of expected that. But just not being able to recover their energy, hair loss, there's just a list of things that we don't hear about as John Q. Public.
Well, you
So
heard it from Betsy.
Jane Q. Public has decided, I've paid attention long enough. And on Thursday nights on my Facebook page, and that's my Facebook up there,
Okay.
I am doing a free half-hour post-Rona energy session.
Oh, cool.
And it has not made it to my Facebook page yet because I have been battling with one of those irrational fears. So I will be putting those available on Facebook too.
Irrational fears. I like that.
Because, how rational is it to think that Big Brother is going to censor me because I'm doing something about post-Rona?
Right. Well, we'll see what happens.
There we go.
Yeah.
An alligator looks friendly after that.
I know, right? I know. No. Can't do
No,
it.
no.
Can't do it. Man, they're scary.
We need to do some healing sessions on fears for you.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, I have other fears too. So yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah. Let's do that. A whole session. Yes.
And maybe even like off air.
yeah.
Yeah.
That'd probably be better anyways.
I know, because we'll both cry.
Yeah, right. There you go.
So thank you
Good
so
to see you.
much.
Glad that tax season went well.
It was awesome.
And I'm sure you'll be back at it next year.
That's
but
the
now
plan.
You got to focus on your events and time to focus on you again.
And, during the
and
whole
you're
tax
doing-
season,
Yeah.
I did launch my first course. It's time-wise halfway.
Okay.
And I am accepting students, I guess is what we call,
Okay.
for the next one. So it'll be opening probably in 2 weeks.
In a couple weeks. All right.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, everybody. Thank you.
Thank
again.
you.
Great to see you.
Always.
All right. I'm Austin Reed. This is Central Valley Talk. Happy 420.
Jurassic Mariposa. So this is not Jurassic Park, but
Uh-huh.
and so we're going to in one of the buildings replicate Mariposa, what it was like in Jurassic times. But we're going don't take this to the History Museum. They might not agree with what we have in mind. But it's going to be children can sit on a stool, and then up on the screen they're going to be flying around the world on a Tyrannosaurus butterfly, or let's just say a dinosaur butterfly.
A dinosaur butterfly. Okay.
And parents can take pictures and everything. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Looking forward to it. Real quick, I have to bring this up because this is totally separate, but my favorite show in the entire world is Seinfeld.
Seinfeld,
and,
yes.
Bill was actually one of the editors
One
for
of the
a
editors,
season
yes.
and a half. Rest in peace, Estelle Harris.
I know, very sad, very funny lady.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the cast. They were very Alexander and all of them were a lot of Julia Louise-Dreyfus. They were very enjoyable to work with and all, and it was a great experience. You know.
Well, okay, one day we're gonna have to do a 10-minute interview just about your experience on that. Okay.
Oh, that'd be a lot of fun. That'd be a lot of fun. We'll have to talk about the Chinese restaurant. That's my favorite story.
That's okay. All right.
Okay.
Stay tuned, everybody. Bill, good to see you.
Great seeing you, buddy.
See you again.
Thank you.
Mariposa Butterfly Festival. My director, could we roll that video with sound as we say goodbye, and you guys can see that? We'll be back with more of Central Valley Talk soon.
Thank you.
I wanna see the light shining. Wanna see the light shining. Wanna see the light shine. Wanna see the light, 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 wanna see the light shining. Let there be light. Wanna see the light, wanna see the light shining. All through the darkness of the night. Let there be light. Wanna see the light, wanna see the light shining. Let it shine bright until tomorrow. Let there be light.
All right, this is Central Valley Business for the 1 o'clock hour on this Thursday. It's March the 31st, final day of the third month of 2022. Welcome back. I'm Austin Reed. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Austin Reed on Air. Hey, we are going to bring in our next guest now, joining us live here in our Tower District studios today. Give it up for Greg Steen. Hello there, Senior Care Advocates. Welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be here again.
We're talking about a kind of a rebrand for you, right?
Yep.
So what's going on? What's the update since we last talked a few months ago?
Good question. So we're now Senior Care Advocates. We've changed our name. We have been Steen & Company for many years, and that's obviously my last name, but it doesn't really reflect what we do. You can be a plumber, electrician, anything, and those are all good things, but you need to tell people what you do. And so we did a pretty good study, and people told us that we're advocates. We deal with seniors, and it's all about caring for them in a crisis. And so what we do, Austin, is we help people navigate the long-term care maze when they're in a crisis and hopefully do it without losing their life savings or their sanity. And so so we're excited about it. You know, we have a new website. We have, obviously, a new brand, a new name, and our clients are happy. It seems like when we call the facilities and we call people, actually, we kind of found a nice little blessing in it that Senior Care Advocates, we seem to get a little bit more favor. And, you know, the people in the industry are saying, well, who are you and what do you do? And gosh, you're the only ones who do it. And, so it's an exciting time.
Tell me, why is it so critical to have an advocate?
Good question. So what we're finding, and there's actually several reasons for this. The biggest one is that to answer that, to preface that, so the majority of calls that come into our offices are people in a crisis, and that means they're way overdue caring for a loved one at home. You know, you got 85-year-old mom caring for 87-year-old dad, and now you got two patients after a couple of years, and they're running out of money, running out of ability because it's so demanding, or even more so, you've got somebody in the hospital or skilled therapy, and they can't go and return to what their normal was because, you know, one day it's kind of changed everything and maybe they've fallen, had a stroke or another medical issue. So what happens is that, first of all, they can't speak for themselves most of the time, you know, because they're in a crisis. And if the family doesn't have legal documents done and are such that they're current, they can't speak for them in many cases, in most cases. And so what you have is a system that, in my opinion, is designed mostly for the benefit of the bottom line of the corporations that own the hospitals and the facilities, more so than the betterment of the patient, making all the patient's health decisions. Now, I'm no medical person, but, you know, you can learn through the years what is most of the time best for people, especially if you're given all your options. And what we found is that people aren't getting the care that they require most of the time today. They need an advocate. So whether it's a son or daughter, best friend, pastor, whoever, somebody that can go and speak up for the people because they're not getting all of their rights is what we're finding, and they're not being told all their options. They're just being told what's best for the person who's providing that care. And again, it's usually a major corporation more concerned about the bottom line than the patient's care. That's just my opinion, but it's backed with about 35 years of experience, and so I think it's qualified, if I can say that. But you have to know your rights. And, you know, for instance, in skilled therapy, people get an average of 21 days of therapy, but you have a maximum of 100 that are available if you qualify. Well, there's ways to get people to qualify that aren't being told. So we want to make sure that people get the best care, the right care, so they can return home or return to the best, you know, possible situation.
So as far as, you know, I mean, I've got aging parents, but they're not to that point where they need help yet, because I mean, they are getting up there. What kind of advice would you have for you know, people in my shoes, you know, in their 30s with aging parents?
So I think the biggest thing is just to begin the discussion. You know, most of our parents don't want to disclose their assets and their income and their plans because it's a private generation for the most part. They've never been a burden to anybody, don't want to be, and especially to their children. Yeah. But to open up the conversation and just say, Mom, Dad, have you guys thought about this? Have you already taken care of it? What plans do you have in place, if any? Because what we know is one day can change everything. Mm-hmm. I have a father who was 71 and still cycling and super healthy, running marathons, and had a stroke while on a cruise. He pretty much fully recovered, but then a few years later had a very debilitating stroke, and it changed everything and, brought on dementia and then later on Parkinson's. And so one day does change everything. So you're in a perfect place when there's no need, knock on wood, today, to begin the conversation and just ask, have you thought about it? What are your plans? If you're one of your parents is a veteran and they served during a period of conflict, they probably don't even know they have benefits that are available should the need arise. Okay? There's other programs. And then, things like legal documents to make sure that you're empowered legally to speak on their behalf and be their advocate should the need come up.
Well, and I think, it's kind of like Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Central Valley Talk Live, 12/18. It's midweek, April 20th, 420, a.k.a. 420, yeah. If you are a fan of marijuana or CBD, I guess, this is your day. Hit me up Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Austin Reed on air. Super excited for my next guest. Please welcome Shannon Grissom back on Central Valley Talk. Hello there. Welcome.
Hey,
Good
Austin.
Afternoon. Yeah, it's afternoon now. Hello. Good
Great to see you again.
Thank you. How you been?
I've been awesome.
Busy?
I've been really super busy with my latest project.
Well, Betsy Champ was on just a few minutes ago, and it was so funny because she showed me the Sock
yay.
Monkey Oracle
cards.
She had picked it up this morning, not knowing you were going to be on after her. So
That's why
it's
she's
a small
psychic.
world. I know.
She's
She
totally
knows. She
psychic.
knows. She's here too, looking at me and grinning at me. Yeah, doing. Oh God, we were talking about alligators earlier. How I hate alligators.
Oh,
And
no.
she was behind the camera going like that. I can spiders I can take every day. Alligators, no thanks.
Wow. Well, good thing you're not a golfer on the East Coast, right?
I know. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that would not be good. So, okay, tell me what this is. Sock
Okay,
Monkey
so
Oracle.
Oracle cards are similar to tarot cards, but different. Tarot cards have a set structure, set a number of cards. If you get the Fool in one deck, it's going to mean the same thing. Oracle cards are whatever the creator comes up with. And years ago, I started doing these sock monkey paintings, and I always thought they'd be great Oracle cards. And it was one of those, someday I'm going to do them. And never did. And we're talking 20 years went by. But then during COVID, I had 2 one-woman shows, and they were all hung, ready to go, put everything into them, and the shutdown happened, and nobody saw my work. Nobody saw the art, and I thought, okay, this is one of those major course corrections from the universe. Time for me to
right.
do something different.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, what's on my list that I've been thinking about doing and I've been talking about doing, but I didn't get off my rear end and do? And I thought, the Sock Monkey Oracle. So I said, that's it. And I hunkered down, and I already had, I have about 50 paintings done. So I already had the artwork done, but I needed to do the graphic design. So I plunged into the graphic design, and then it came time to write the book and the text for it. And I was thinking, well, who am I to write the text for an Oracle card deck? And it's going to sound woo-woo, but hey, I'm woo-woo. So I heard in my mind's ear, it's not coming from you, just write. So I'm like, right on. So I sat down and I just started taking notes. And I'm not saying it came out perfectly, right? You know, there was editing involved, but basically I just did that. And in a month, I had the text for the whole deck done. And so then it came time to search for publishers. And so I did the logical thing of, okay, who's, you know, the whole real research. Who do I love? Who's the best fit for the deck? And it nailed it down to 3 publishers. And then I did, so I had the logical section, but then I also did the leaning. Have you ever done that where you use your body as a pendulum? So try standing up and think of a question that you have. And then your body will actually lean one way for yes and one way for no if you start playing with it. And so I did the normal logical thing, and then I leaned and I picked Beyond Words Publishing. Well, oh my God, they have been awesome. And the whole process, I think when I submitted, they sent me an email and said, well, we'll take about 6 weeks to review it, and we'll either politely decline or whatever, or ask for more work. 2 days later, they were like, send us the rest of it. Really? And they, from every department, they're an imprint of Simon & Schuster, and every person that I've worked with, no matter what department, they've been awesome. So the whole experience, not only is this a joyful deck, I mean, it's just fun, but they have amazing energy. So it's just been a great project.
So freaking cool. And we were looking at some of the pictures. Walk us through the deck, because I want to.
So basically, what you open the
this.
box. Oops, there's one stuck there. That's probably something I need to see. It's my message.
Your message. There you go.
Okay, see this bad boy? He's called Thick Skin. And basically, that's all about when you do get criticism, that maybe it's not about you, to take a look at things objectively and instead of taking them to heart. But basically, there's several ways you can do a reading, and then the guide, you'll have a guidebook.
Okay.
46 cards. And you shuffle. The easiest way to do a reading, what I like to do first thing in the morning, is you shuffle the deck and you just pick a card and say, what do I need to know today? What's my message? So I flip it over. Oh, yeah. Abundance. That's my favorite card.
Good. That's happy. That's joyous. That's free.
That means,
that's love.
Yeah, abundance of all that is good.
Yeah.
And so then you go to the book and you look up, and it's numbered. And that was number 1. And then that gives you a paragraph message of what that card means. And
can you read
sure. So this one, it says, "Woohoo! How would you feel if you found the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow and it had your name on it? Really, really good, right? Celebrate, swing from the trees and squeal with glee. Call your best buddy and share the good news. Feel it, claim it. Know that you were born to be wildly abundant. When both your thoughts and your feelings are aligned with abundance energy, you turbocharge very special blessings. With this complete alignment, there is no room for anything but success." I love this
I love that.
I love this card.
I know.
So
I
then
do too.
each message, then you have symbolic frolics, because monkeys like to frolic, right? And so this means abundant blessings, prosperity, success, rapid windfall, and golden opportunity. And then each one, the last bit of it, is a positive affirmation. So because I want to send everybody away with a hug.
Yeah.
And so the affirmation for today is, I love that I'm abundantly blessed.
Yay.
Hey, that's great. That's great. We all and these are all. This would be a fun night with friends too.
Oh,
right?
totally, totally. Oh, so I took him. I took him to my dad's 88, and he's got a cute little girlfriend, and so they didn't know anything about tarot cards, oracle cards, or anything. They pulled cards, and they were like blown away at how accurate they were and how much fun they were, and there's several different types of spreads. There's the messy sock drawer spread and the lone sock spread, and
Can I take one?
Oh,
card
yeah,
now?
yeah, go
Okay,
for it.
So now, how do just any card?
yeah, just okay. So just
Say shuffle 'em,
Yeah,
or-
just
okay.
say shuffle them, mess them around. Just say what do I need to know, or if you have a specific question, think that as
Okay.
well.
Okay. Let me think. I was freaking out about finances the other day, but then I did my taxes, so I'm not as worried about finances. But that money will go fast. So, man, what do I need? This is hard.
Okay, so if you don't know what to ask, say what do I need to know that I'm not paying
Okay, yeah.
paying attention to.
All right, universe, what's your message for me today? This is fun. It kind of. I love shuffling cards because when I was a kid, I'd always in New Jersey, my stepmom, my brother's mom. We have different moms, and we'd all just in the evening shuffle cards, play card games. So yeah, this is taking me back to
Good
that.
memories.
Yeah. So okay. Sure. Okay.
Okay, and what do you have? You got abundance too. Oh my God! So you really shouldn't be worried about money because
Wow.
that is the one of the most positive things you can have when you're asking about money. I mean, look at him; he's sitting in the pot of gold. It
I
doesn't
know.
get any better than that, right?
Maybe I'm gonna win the lottery.
That would be awesome.
If I win the lottery, I'm buying everybody in this studio. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What am I gonna buy you guys?
Our own deck of cards.
No, it's got to be something bigger. If I win if I win $1 million or $10 million, I mean, even if I got you guys all a nice $10,000 car, that would.
Doesn't matter what size the
Perfect.
gift is to me.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
Weird. The decks are out now.
They're out now.
They're out now. Where can people pick these up?
Well, you can go to sockmonkeyoracle.com,
Okay.
and that lists all the retailers. But if
Ooh.
you just Google Sock Monkey Oracle, it's at Walmart, it's at Barnes & Noble, Amazon. All the major players have the Sock Monkey Oracle.
This
Yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah.
What's next for you? I know you've
I-
been super busy with this. so-
I am super busy with this, and I can see I can see some offshoots coming from the deck.
Okay.
But besides that, I've been painting. I've been doing some channeled work. I just step up to the canvas and I'm like, okay, who needs to come today? And these faces have been coming. They're going to be my next deck. My next Oracle
Oh,
card deck.
interesting.
So
Okay.
they're like everyday muses, and so some of them come out like more traditional faces. Some of them are really trippy. I mean, really trippy.
Perfect
and-
for 420.
Yes, yes. And I don't even do drugs, and God, it'd be scary if I did. Well, yeah. We won't go.
Well,
we
that's
won't talk about the 70s. Okay?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's another interview.
Yeah. But so I'm working on another Oracle card deck, and I'm just as I'm doing all the Sock Monkey work. In the mornings, I get up and just paint, and I'm about, I would say, maybe 27 paintings into that. So I intend to do 48.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That'll be amazing
Yeah.
to show.
Yeah.
Yeah. On air.
To have
And
that would be
we'll
awesome.
do a slideshow.
Let's do it.
Perfect. Pick up the Oracle deck today, sockmonkeyoracle.com by Shannon, who is local here in the Central Valley, and we'll just keep being abundant.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. That is a word. I need more coffee, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh man, it is. It's Wednesday, and I need more coffee. Thank you again, though.
You're welcome. Thanks, Austin.
Good to see you, Shannon.
Thanks for having me.
All right, I'm Austin Reed. I'm gonna get some more coffee, and I'll be joining you with another interview coming up in just a couple of minutes, actually. So stay with us.